Use any ATM of your convenience and stand a chance to win gold sovereigns.
Lanka Pay.
A heated national debate erupted over allegations that several consignments of coal imported for the Lakwiche power plant failed to meet required specifications. The Ceylon Electricity Board informed Parliament's Sectoral Oversight Committee on Infrastructure and Strategic Development that the estimated direct loss incurred from generating electricity using coal from the first 8 shipments exceeds 7.6 billion rupees. Amid revelations that the 9th shipment of coal was also of inferior quality, the Ministry of Energy yesterday announced the appointment of a 7-member expert committee to review and evaluate the existing coal supply procedure in place to sustain the Norachole power plant. Meanwhile, the Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka stated that it has already initiated an investigation into the controversial coal imports in line with directives issued by the Sectoral Oversight Committee. In a related development, a coalition of professional and civil society organizations lodged a complaint today with the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption, seeking probes into the procurement process and the loss caused by the imports of substandard coal.
We received a fax message from the loading port when the shipment is ready to depart. When a ship arrives, we record the details of loading and unloading times. We do not handle coal and fuel in an unprofessional manner. Such practices have never occurred and they were not an issue prior to the arrival of the new government. It is very clear that substandard coal produces a high percentage of soot. The risk to public health rises as the soot content increases. The Bribery Commission has received numerous complaints regarding this matter. Therefore, investigation should be conducted into the coal tender fraud, the Energy Minister's conduct, and the harm caused to public health and facts reported to court.
Meanwhile, engineers at the Norachole claim that the power plant cannot achieve its maximum capacity with the imported coal.
We
have observed difficulties in achieving maximum capacity. As a result, there may be breakdowns and some impact on the power plant's systems and equipment. However, it is important to note that not all impacts occur simultaneously. In cases where we cannot supply the required megawatt output and have to rely on other power plants, the additional cost incurred will be calculated based on the peak plant at that time. This cost will be charged separately and may or may not be covered by compensation. There has been a challenge in reaching the maximum output of 300 megawatts. The third shipment produces less power than the first, and even with the 9th shipment, 300 megawatts cannot be achieved. During my 8 years of service, I have never observed a situation where achieving 300 megawatts was impossible.
Several other stakeholders have also voiced concerns.
We challenge the government to release combustion reports on these 9 shipments to the media. We would like to remind the government that no matter how much effort is made to wash the coal, it will not turn white. Similarly, the fraud that has been committed cannot be concealed. To cover the losses incurred from the substandard coal, electricity tariff will have to be increased by 30%. The LNG terminal initiated by Ranil Wickremesinghe is not operational today and the tender has been ignored. Why is that such high expenses arise when coal is unavailable? When coal is not supplied, diesel must be used to generate electricity, which is a direct consequence of this coal issue. However, this problem would not exist if the LNG terminal was operational. Minister Nalinda claims that consumers will not have to bear the cost of the loss because compensation has already been received. But what is this compensation? The losses from the 2nd, 3rd and 4th shipments amount to 2.2 billion rupees, while the compensation received was only 392 million. This leaves 1.8 billion rupees that consumers will have to cover. So who is Minister Nalinda Jayadisa trying to deceive? He argues that if the Lord Import reports the facts correctly, how can the reports here be wrong? Then why was compensation provided if the Lord Import report had already passed? When you lie in a way that cannot be caught. I am concerned that false files may have been created.
We are
certainly taking the next step of pursuing legal action against Cotecna of the forged documents. To date, there have been 10 coal shipments. The estimated value of this fraud is approximately 4 billion rupees. There's no point in appointing fake committees after the fact have already been established. This issue should be resolved by an independent tribunal.